All right, so you're getting ready for a medical goods shop manager interview.
That's awesome.
We've got a bunch of resources from RoleCatcher,
Uh-huh.
some sample interview questions,
Yeah.
a career guide.
Okay.
So let's deep dive into how to just crush this thing.
I love it.
So let's just jump right in with a question that seems really simple, but it kind of sets the tone for the whole interview.
Okay.
What inspired you to pursue a career in medical goods shop management?
So it's interesting with this question.
Yeah?
They're not looking for you to just give some generic answer about liking healthcare.
Right.
They want to see what is it about this specific role that draws you in? It's a really unique blend of customer service and healthcare knowledge and business management.
Absolutely.
So how can we make this answer stand out instead of just saying, I want to help people?
Yeah. How can we tailor that to really make an impact?
Yeah. So think about what really motivates you. Maybe you've seen how medical supplies can impact someone's life. Like maybe a family member regained mobility with the help of the right equipment. Share that personal connection.
Right.
Or maybe you're just fascinated by the world of medical technology and how it's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
You can mention that eagerness to learn
Right.
and stay ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've established our passion.
Uh-huh.
Let's get practical now.
Okay.
Another question that might come up is, how would you ensure that medical supplies are always properly stocked?
Inventory Management 101.
Right, exactly.
Right.
But how can we kind of go a little bit deeper than that?
Exactly, because this is where you can really showcase your knowledge of medical goods.
Okay.
Some items are temperature sensitive, others have expiration dates.
Oh, that's a good point.
You could even mention using a FIFO system,
FIFO.
first in, first out,
Oh, okay.
so that you're making sure nothing expires on the shelves.
That's a great point. It shows that you're already thinking about the nuances of this kind of inventory.
Yeah. And you could also talk about how you would use data to anticipate demand. Maybe by tracking flu season trends or prescription refill patterns.
Oh, interesting.
To make sure you're never caught short.
So you're always prepared.
Always prepared.
I love it.
Now, before we move on, I want to touch on something from RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
Okay.
It really emphasizes the importance of staying updated on industry trends.
Especially in this field, I would imagine.
It's crucial. New medical devices and treatments are always coming out.
Right.
You could even bring this up proactively in one of your answers,
Yeah.
like mentioning how you would make it a priority to stay informed.
Yeah, let's go back to the interview questions. And this one is something that I think everybody in retail can relate to: customer complaints.
Of course.
They're inevitable.
They happen.
So how would you handle a customer who's upset about a faulty product,
Yeah.
especially when we're dealing with healthcare?
Especially in healthcare, this is where empathy is so important and a clear protocol. So imagine a customer relies on a blood glucose monitor
Okay.
and it malfunctions.
Right.
You have to acknowledge their concern, validate their frustration, and outline the steps you'd take.
So walk them through the process. What would you do immediately to
Exactly.
try to resolve the situation?
You might say, I'd immediately offer a replacement while we investigate with the supplier why this happened.
Okay.
And I would also ensure that we document everything properly.
Oh, especially.
Yes, especially given FDA reporting requirements for faulty medical devices.
That's so important. It shows that you understand how important customer safety is.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about team management.
Okay.
So how would you recruit and train new staff members for the store?
This is a big one. They're looking for someone who can build a high-performing team. And that starts with finding the right people.
Yeah.
So explain your strategy.
Yeah.
Would you focus on candidates with healthcare experience, or would you prioritize those with strong customer service skills?
Yeah, and then once you find those people, what about training? What kind of programs would you put into place?
Well, this is where you can showcase your knowledge of the field.
Okay.
You could talk about creating a training manual that covers not just the basics, but also specific product knowledge.
Like what?
Like the different types of diabetes supplies or wound care products.
Oh, that's a good point.
And you know what? RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you brainstorm those examples.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can input the job description, and it'll suggest relevant skills and knowledge areas
That's amazing.
to highlight in your answers.
So helpful.
Very helpful.
Okay, let's tackle another common question. How would you ensure that the store is compliant with all the relevant laws and regulations, especially in the healthcare industry?
This question is all about being proactive.
Okay.
Don't just say you'd follow the rules.
Right.
Give concrete examples.
So beyond just staying updated on regulations, what are some tangible things you would do?
You could talk about regular staff training
Okay.
on things like HIPAA privacy rules
Mm.
or how to properly handle controlled substances.
Oh, that's a good one.
You could even implement a system for double-checking prescriptions
Okay.
or verifying customer ID before dispensing certain medications.
Those are really good
It
examples.
really shows that you're prioritizing safety and compliance.
Absolutely. And you could even tie this back to the recruiting question
Yes.
by saying that you'd be looking for candidates who understand those ethical practices in healthcare.
Absolutely.
All right, before we move on, I just have to say,
Right.
you're already sounding like a pro.
Your catching on quick confidence is key.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you practice these answers,
Yeah.
the more natural and convincing you'll become. Okay, so let's keep going. We've covered some really important stuff,
Yeah.
but there's still more to talk about. One question you might get is, how would you motivate and engage your staff to perform at their best?
Ooh, that's a good one. This is where you can really show off your leadership style.
Exactly. It's not just about setting goals.
Right.
It's about creating a work environment where people feel valued
Yeah,
and inspired to do their best.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So how would you do that?
Well, you could talk about fostering open communication,
Okay.
where employees feel comfortable sharing ideas and
Right.
concerns,
Mhm.
or you could implement a recognition program
Ooh, I like that.
that highlights achievements, both individual and team.
And you could tie that back to the continuous learning we talked about earlier.
Exactly.
Oh, that's brilliant. And you could even like offer small rewards,
Uh-huh.
like a gift card to a medical bookstore
That's a good idea.
or a subscription to a healthcare journal.
I like it.
Something to show that you're invested in their growth. Okay, here's a scenario-based question that might come up.
Mm.
How would you handle a situation where a customer becomes aggressive or disruptive in the store? This is a tough one.
It is, but it's important to be prepared.
Especially in a medical goods shop, you might encounter customers who are stressed or in pain,
Right.
which can sometimes lead to heightened emotions.
Exactly. So how would you approach that situation?
Well, first and foremost, safety is the top priority
Of course.
for yourself,
Yeah.
your employees,
Mm-hmm.
and the other customers.
Absolutely.
So then outline your approach.
Okay.
Would you try to de-escalate the situation by speaking calmly
Mm.
and listening to their concerns?
And at what point would you involve security or management?
That's a good point. It's important to have those boundaries and procedures in place.
Yeah.
You could even mention any training you've had
Okay.
in conflict resolution or de-escalation techniques.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It shows you're not just reacting emotionally,
Right.
but responding strategically. I like that. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. What are your thoughts on the future of medical goods retail?
So this is your chance to show them that you're not just thinking about today. You're thinking about the bigger picture.
The future?
Exactly. Acknowledge the challenges and opportunities that come with online retailers and telehealth services.
So how can a traditional medical goods shop kind of adapt and thrive in this new world?
You could talk about specializing in niche products
Okay.
or services that aren't easily replicated online.
Like what?
Maybe custom orthotics
Oh, yeah.
or wound care consultations.
Good examples.
Or you could emphasize the value of personalized customer service.
Oh, that's a good one because you don't always get that online.
Exactly. People crave that human connection.
Yeah, especially when it comes to their health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of personalized service,
Yes.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide actually highlights the growing demand for medical goods that cater to specific demographics,
Like what?
like seniors
Oh,
or athletes.
that's a good point.
It's definitely a trend to watch.
Yeah.
And you could even mention this in your answer,
Right.
like suggesting ways to tailor your inventory or marketing to target those growing markets.
Okay, here's a question that really tests your initiative.
Mm.
If you could implement one change or improvement in the store, what would it be and why?
This is where you want to be specific.
Right.
Don't just give a vague idea.
Right.
Maybe you'd implement a new inventory management system to reduce waste and
Right.
improve efficiency.
Oh.
Or maybe you would create a customer loyalty program
Ooh, I like that one.
to reward repeat customers and gather feedback.
That's a good one. And it's not just about identifying the problem.
Right.
It's about proposing a solution and
Exactly.
explaining how it would benefit the store,
The employees,
the employees,
the customers, everyone.
everyone. Exactly. And your answer should really align with the company's values and priorities.
Absolutely.
So do your research on their mission statement and any recent initiatives they've taken.
And speaking of research,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze the job description
Okay.
and suggest potential areas for improvement
Oh, wow.
based on what they're looking for.
That's amazing.
So helpful.
Very helpful.
Okay, let's tackle a question that I think can sometimes trip people up. Tell me about a time you made a mistake at work. What happened and what did you learn from it?
Everyone makes mistakes.
Right.
It's what you do afterwards that matters.
Exactly. So how do we approach this one?
Choose an example that shows you can learn and grow.
Okay.
Don't pick something that makes you look incompetent
Right, so nothing catastrophic.
or unethical.
Yeah, focus on a genuine mistake where you took responsibility and made changes to prevent it from happening again.
Oh,
Maybe you miscalculated an inventory order,
Could.
which led to a shortage of a critical item.
no.
Explain what you did to fix the problem,
Okay.
but more importantly, how you changed your process to avoid it in the future.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
It shows that you're not afraid to own up to your mistakes
Exact.
and that you're committed to continuous improvement.
Exactly. Now, before we move on to the final set of questions,
Okay.
I want to mention something from RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
What?
It really emphasizes the importance of transferable skills.
Oh, that's a good point. What are those?
Those are skills you can use in any job.
Okay.
Like communication,
Yeah.
problem solving,
Okay.
leadership,
Yeah.
time management, organization, attention to detail.
Those are really important.
They are,
Yeah.
and they're highly sought after in any field.
Yeah,
So make sure you highlight those skills throughout the interview.
that's a good point. It shows that you're not just qualified for this one specific role,
Exactly.
but that you have skills that can benefit the company in a lot of different ways.
Exactly.
All right, let's get ready for the final few questions.
Okay.
These usually focus on salary expectations,
Mm-hmm.
long-term goals,
Okay.
and any questions you might have for them.
Remember, you've got this.
Yeah.
We've covered so much.
We have.
And you're equipped with the knowledge and strategies to really make a great impression.
Absolutely. All right, we are in the home stretch of our medical goods shop manager interview prep.
Almost there.
You've answered some tough questions.
Yeah.
You've shown off all your expertise,
Yeah.
and now we're getting to those final questions.
It's all about closing strong.
Right, exactly. Because even though it's the end of the interview, they're still evaluating you.
Absolutely. Every moment counts.
Okay, so let's say they ask you about salary.
Mm-hmm.
What are your salary expectations for this role?
Ooh, the salary question.
The big one. So how do you answer that without selling yourself short
Right.
or pressing yourself out?
It's a delicate balance,
It is.
but research is key.
Okay.
Before you even go into the interview,
Yeah.
use websites like Glassdoor or Salary.com
Okay.
to see what similar positions are paying in your area.
So you have a realistic idea.
Exactly, and consider your own experience,
Mm-hmm.
the size and location of the store,
Right.
and any extra responsibilities the role might have.
So when they ask you, it's not just about giving them a number.
Right, you want to show them that you've done your homework
Okay.
and that your expectations are in line with the market.
So what would you say?
You could say something like, based on my research and experience, I'm targeting a salary range of X to Y.
Okay.
Or you could turn it around and ask them,
Oh,
what is the salary range budgeted for this position?
that's a really good tactic.
It shows you're open to discussion and that you're looking for a win-win situation.
Absolutely. Okay, another common question towards the end. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
The classic 5-year plan question.
Right. So what are they really trying to figure out here?
They want to know your ambitions
Okay.
and if their company fits into your long-term goals.
Right. So it's not about having like a set in stone plan.
No, it's more about showing your drive and your vision for the future.
Okay. So how can you connect your goals to this specific role?
Well, you could express your interest in taking on more responsibilities.
Okay.
Maybe leading special projects or
Yeah.
mentoring new employees.
Mm-hmm.
You could even talk about managing multiple locations
Okay.
or moving up to a regional management position someday.
So you're showing them that you're looking for growth within the company.
Exactly. Not just using this job as a stepping stone.
Right. And speaking of growth,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide actually talks about the importance of continuous learning.
Oh, it's so crucial in this field.
Yeah.
You can even mention this in your answer.
Okay.
Talk about your commitment to staying updated
Yeah.
and maybe pursuing certifications or training.
Oh, you're always improving.
Always learning, always growing.
Okay, we're almost at the finish line.
I can see it.
And this question is pretty much guaranteed to come up.
But is it?
Do you have any questions for me?
The question. That's actually an opportunity.
It is, right? Because it's not just about being polite.
No.
It's about showing that you're genuinely interested
In the role?
in the company, in the industry.
In everything.
So what kind of questions should you ask?
Think beyond the basics, like what's the company culture like?
Oh.
What are the company's plans for the future?
Hmm.
What are the biggest challenges and opportunities for this store?
Those are really good questions.
You want to get them thinking
Yeah.
and show them you're curious?
You could also ask about the team.
Yes.
Like, what's the dynamic like?
Mhm.
Or what kind of professional development opportunities are there?
Those are great questions.
Or even what the company is doing to stay ahead of the curve in healthcare.
All fantastic questions.
And here's a pro tip.
Okay, I'm listening.
Before the interview, write down a few specific questions based on your research.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It shows that you're prepared.
And engaged.
Exactly. All right, let's wrap things up by talking about RoleCatcher's AI tools one more time.
Okay.
They can really help you prepare for this interview.
They're a game changer.
So how do they work?
You can input the job description?
And the AI will give you tailored suggestions for your answers.
Wow.
It'll even highlight the skills and experience that are most important for this role.
So helpful.
And you could also get feedback on your responses
Oh, that's great.
to help you refine your communication style.
So you really make a great impression.
Exactly.
Okay, so what does all of this mean for you? You are now armed with a ton of knowledge, practical tips,
Yeah.
and even AI support
Wow.
to help you ace this interview.
You're ready to go.
What stood out to you from all of this information?
Was it a particular interview question,
Yeah.
a career insight,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe a tip on how to use those AI tools?
And here's one final thought as you prepare for this interview.
Okay.
Visualize yourself succeeding.
I love that.
Picture yourself walking into that room feeling confident,
Yeah.
answering those questions with ease, showing off all your knowledge, and connecting with the interviewer.
That's the spirit.
Belief in yourself is the first step to achieving your goals.
So good luck with your interview.
You've got this.
We're all rooting for you.